The National Electrical Code, or NEC, does not specifically prohibit the use of color banding on conductors size number 6 and smaller. Article 310.12c does mandate solid coloring for specific conductor types. Grounded conductors, or neutrals, must be white or gray. Grounding conductors are required to be green or bare. Equipment grounding conductors must be green with yellow stripes. The National Electrical Manufacturers Association, or NEMA, offers further recommendations through its NEMA WC3 standard for industrial control and systems terminal blocks and wiring devices. This standard proposes color coding practices. Phase S should be black. Phase B should be red. Phase C should be blue. Neutral should be white. Ground should be green. Equipment ground should be green with a yellow stripe. Local code requirements could exist beyond the NEC stipulations. Always consult the local code enforcement agency to confirm any area-specific requirements. While the NEC permits color banding for smaller conductors, using solid colors for all-phase conductors is a widely recognized best practice. Solid colors promote consistency and simplify identification during maintenance or troubleshooting. While color banding is permissible for grounding conductors, its use on phase conductors is generally discouraged in favor of consistent solid color coding. When working with electrical systems, understanding conductor color codes is paramount for safety and proper operation. The NEC establishes the foundation for safe wiring practices, supplemented by NEMA standards and local regulations. The choice between solid-colored wires and color banding often depends on specific circumstances, preferences, and adherence to best practices. Remember that consistent application of color coding across a system minimizes confusion and the risk of errors. Firstly, grounded conductors, also known as neutrals, must be white or gray to easily distinguish them from current-carrying conductors. Secondly, grounding conductors, which provide a path for fault current, must be green or bare to ensure they are easily identifiable and never mistaken for current-carrying conductors. Thirdly, equipment grounding conductors, which connect the metal enclosures of electrical equipment to ground, must be green with yellow stripes to clearly differentiate them from regular grounding conductors. The NEMA WC3 standard further refines color coding for phase conductors. Phase A is designated as black to provide a standard for identifying the first phase in a three-phase system. Phase B is designated as red to further differentiate the phases in a three-phase system. Phase C is designated as blue to complete the color coding for a three-phase system. These NEMA recommendations are not mandatory under the NEC, but they are widely adopted as best practices in many industries. Local jurisdictions may have additional color coding requirements that go beyond the NEC and NEMA standards. Always check with the local electrical inspector or building department to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. The NEC does not explicitly prohibit the use of color banding on conductors size number 6 and smaller. However, the NEC does require that all grounded conductors be identified by a continuous white or gray outer finish. This requirement applies to all sizes of grounded conductors, including those size number 6 and smaller. The NEC also requires that all grounding conductors be identified by a continuous green outer finish. This requirement applies to all sizes of grounding conductors, including those size number 6 and smaller. The NEC does allow the use of color coding to identify ungrounded conductors, also known as phase conductors. However, the NEC does not specify which colors must be used for each phase. The choice of colors for ungrounded conductors is typically left to the discretion of the electrician or engineer. The NEC does require that the color coding of ungrounded conductors be permanently and visibly marked at all termination points. This requirement ensures that the color coding is maintained throughout the electrical system and that it is easy to identify the correct phase at each termination point. Color banding is a method of identifying conductors by wrapping color tape around the conductor at each termination point. Color banding can be used to identify ungrounded conductors, but it is not recommended for grounded or grounding conductors. The NEC does not prohibit the use of color banding on conductors size number 6 and smaller, but it is generally considered best practice to use solid colored conductors for all conductors size number 6 and smaller. Solid-colored conductors are easier to identify and less likely to be misidentified than color-banded conductors. The NEC does not require the use of solid-colored conductors for conductors size number 6 and smaller, but it is generally considered best practice to do so. There are several reasons why it is generally considered best practice to use solid-colored conductors for all conductors size number 6 and smaller. Firstly, solid-colored conductors are easier to identify than color-banded conductors. Secondly, solid-colored conductors are less likely to be misidentified than color-banded conductors. Thirdly, solid-colored conductors are more durable than color-banded conductors. Fourthly, solid-colored conductors are more aesthetically pleasing than color-banded conductors. When choosing between solid-colored conductors and color-banded conductors, it is important to consider the specific application and the potential for misidentification. In general, solid-colored conductors are the preferred choice for most applications. However, color banding may be a suitable option in certain situations, such as when it is necessary to identify a large number of conductors in a limited space. Ultimately, the decision of whether to use solid-colored conductors or color-banded conductors is a matter of personal preference and professional judgment. However, it is important to be aware of the NEC requirements and the potential for misidentification when making this decision. The NEC provides a baseline for safe electrical installations, but adherence to best practices and awareness of local regulations are essential for ensuring electrical safety. Choosing between solid-colored wires and color banding is just one of the many decisions that must be made during an electrical installation. By carefully considering all of the factors involved, electricians and engineers can ensure that electrical systems are safe, reliable, and easy to maintain. The National Electrical Code is not a design manual. It is a set of minimum safety standards. Electrical engineers must use their professional judgment to design electrical systems that are safe and reliable. The NEC provides a framework for electrical safety, but it is not a substitute for sound engineering judgment. The NEC is updated every 3 years. It is important to stay up to date on the latest changes to the NEC. The NEC is available for purchase from the National Fire Protection Association. The NEC is also available online through various subscription services. Electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By following the NEC and using sound engineering judgment, we can help to prevent electrical accidents. Electrical accidents can cause serious injuries and even death. It is important to take electrical safety seriously. Always follow the NEC and use sound engineering judgment when working with electricity. If you are not qualified to work with electricity, do not attempt to do so. Hire a qualified electrician to perform electrical work. Electricity is a powerful force. It can be dangerous if not handled properly. Always be careful when working with electricity. Follow the NEC and use sound engineering judgment to prevent electrical accidents. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a comprehensive set of standards for electrical wiring and equipment in the United States. It is published by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and is updated every 3 years. The NEC is not a law, but it is widely adopted by state and local governments as the basis for their electrical codes. The purpose of the NEC is to protect people and property from electrical hazards. It covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. The NEC is a complex document, but it is essential for anyone who works with electricity. Electricians, engineers, and inspectors all need to be familiar with the NEC in order to ensure that electrical systems are safe and compliant. The NEC is divided into 9 chapters. Chapter 1 covers general requirements. Chapter 2 covers wiring and protection. Chapter 3 covers wiring methods and materials. Chapter 4 covers equipment for general use. Chapter 5 covers special occupancies. Chapter 6 covers special equipment. Chapter 7 covers special conditions. Chapter 8 covers communications systems. Chapter 9 contains tables and examples. Each chapter is further divided into articles, sections, and subsections. The NEC uses a numbering system to identify each provision. For example, Section 310.15b16 refers to the 16th subsection of Section 310.15, which is located in Chapter 3. The NEC contains a variety of requirements, including mandatory rules, permissive rules, and explanatory material. Mandatory rules are identified by the word shall. Permissive rules are identified by the word may. Explanatory material is provided in informational notes, which are identified by the abbreviation informational note. The NEC is constantly evolving to keep pace with new technologies and changing safety concerns. The NFPA publishes a new edition of the NEC every 3 years, and each edition includes numerous revisions and additions. It is important to stay up to date on the latest edition of the NEC in order to ensure that electrical systems are safe and compliant. The NEC is a valuable resource for anyone who works with electricity. By following the NEC, electricians, engineers, and inspectors can help to protect people and property from electrical hazards. The use of color codes for electrical conductors is a crucial aspect of electrical safety. Proper color coding helps to prevent confusion, reduce the risk of electrical shock, and ensure the safe and efficient operation of electrical systems. While the NEC provides guidelines for color coding, it is important to consult local codes and regulations to ensure compliance with all applicable requirements. In addition to the NEC and local codes, various industry standards and best practices provide further guidance on color coding. For example, the NEMA WC3 standard recommends specific color codes for conductors used in industrial control and systems, terminal blocks, and wiring devices. These standards and best practices can help to ensure consistency and uniformity in color coding across different electrical systems. The choice between using solid colored wires and color banding for conductors often depends on the specific application and the preference of the electrician or engineer. Solid colored wires offer the advantage of being easily identifiable and less prone to fading or damage. Color banding, on the other hand, can be a more flexible option, allowing for the identification of multiple conductors using a limited number of wire colors. Regardless of the method used, it is important to ensure that the color coding is clear, consistent, and easily understood by all personnel who may be working on the electrical system. Regular inspections and maintenance are essential for ensuring that color coding remains intact and legible over time. Faded or damaged color coding can lead to confusion and increase the risk of electrical accidents. Therefore, it is important to periodically inspect electrical systems and replace any conductors with damaged or illegible color coding. Proper documentation of color coding is also important. Electrical drawings and schematics should clearly indicate the color coding of all conductors in the system. This documentation can be invaluable for troubleshooting and maintenance purposes, especially when working on complex electrical systems. Training and education are essential for ensuring that all personnel who work with electricity are knowledgeable about color coding and safe electrical practices. Electricians, engineers, and maintenance personnel should receive regular training on the NEC, local codes, and industry standards related to color coding. This training should cover the proper identification of conductors, the use of color coding tools and techniques, and the importance of maintaining consistent color coding throughout electrical systems. By investing in training and education, organizations can reduce the risk of electrical accidents and ensure the safe and reliable operation of their electrical systems. In summary, color coding is a critical aspect of electrical safety that helps to prevent confusion, reduce the risk of electrical shock, and ensure the safe and efficient operation of electrical systems. The NEC provides guidelines for color coding, but it is important to consult local codes and regulations to ensure compliance with all applicable requirements. In addition, various industry standards and best practices provide further guidance on color coding. Regular inspections, maintenance, and documentation are essential for ensuring that color coding remains intact and legible over time. Finally, training and education are essential for ensuring that all personnel who work with electricity are knowledgeable about color coding and safe electrical practices.